Welcome back, part 21 of this video automation series. This one is going to be all about fixing the shorts. One specific fix, which is going to be adding a hook caption to the start of the shorts. I've touched on this problem before. I'm going to show you where we're currently at. But what this is doing is it's grabbing segments of the video based on the transcript that AI has analyzed and gone, this is not a bad segment of the video to automatically turn into a short. It's working, it's spitting them out, but in reality, you watch these and you can see, like on this one I've run it on, it's spat out 8. I'm not going to publish all of them. But I want to look through a few of those, and hopefully 2 or 3 will be good to publish. So if I load one of these up and pick one at random, and I'll just play it back. 264 video toolbox. So it's telling me stop using libh2. Hang on, sorry, wrong one. What I meant to open was the caption version. So that's the raw shorts that the pipeline renders. And then these are the captioned ones. So same video with captions. 264 video toolbox. So it's telling me stop using libh264. Maybe look at this. So I'm going to come back to this. Copy the audio instead of re-encoding it. You're re-encoding audio to AAC unnecessarily if the source is already AAC. So pause there. 2 things. First, if you just swipe onto this, assuming you are even interested in this kind of content, you're going to be like, what is this guy going on about? It makes no sense. So the work I hoped that this would do would be to isolate segments that, if you started listening would be, they make sense by themselves. But clearly it's doing some where it's just going in the middle of a train of thought from me and going, okay, here's 34 seconds out of the video I've cut. Even ones it does where they do kind of make sense in isolation, because of the technical nature of some of this content, you got to watch a bit for it to make sense. A secondary problem, which I'm not going to fix in this video, like you can see the captioning is kind of going awry here, where these are crazy length for the captioning. That's a problem with Whisper, in that it hasn't chunked down the captions into small enough time spans. Easy fix. I'll fix that in another video. But for this, what I want to do is make a little change to make these shorts a bit easier to digest. So how are we going to do that? What I want to do is get a opening hook. So something where, if you imagine you go flick and you're on it, I'm assuming you're interested, it's for people who are interested in this type of content. Obviously there's plenty of other, crazy shorts that are going to be way better than what I'm doing here. But it needs like a hook. It needs a text hook that you just land on it, start listening, and it's almost like the thumbnail or title of a YouTube video, where it's like, okay, what is this about? So I've done a little bit of setup work for this because I was trying to figure out how to do this, and also how this process actually determines which bits are shorts. And there's kind of 2 stages of this involved. If you've watched every part of this series up to now, you may know what I'm talking about, but I'll cover it briefly anyway. So this starts in narrative analysis. So narrative analysis does a couple of passes over the transcript of the audio. And the idea with this script is this is actually to inform editing decisions for the main video, which I'm not actually applying yet. So that spits back recommendations and goes, cut this bit, it's repetitive, take this bit out, you're waffling. I'm not applying it yet, probably to my detriment. So that writes a file. That writes this file. So this is the output of this narrative analysis. And then there's scripts that run after this that use this and the one that is especially relevant is this detect shorts. So this is the one that loops these segments that come out of the narrative analysis, looks at the confidence, which is a score that AI gives this analysis. It's run through Anthropic, Claude Sonnet. And then it goes, okay, let's make shorts for these bits. So that's kind of how it works. Now, in doing this sort of research into, okay, how am I going to change this? I made the changes. I didn't need Claude to do this. It was pretty easy just to make the change myself. So 2 parts of this. Oh, I've renamed it as well. I renamed the file. So now I need to find the change because it's not going to show up. Yeah, this. So I've added this. So this is the prompt. This is the prompt that gets sent to Anthropic narrative analysis. Classify each transcript segment, return JSON matching this schema exactly. So it's going to go through the transcript and go, okay, 0 to 10 seconds, this result, 10 to 20 seconds, this result, etc., etc., etc. For the whole video. I've added this line. So I've added this hook caption. Optional short caption ideal for hooking viewers, 6 words maximum. I'm going to change this to 5. What that does, and I just showed it on screen, is spit this out, and then if I go hook caption, each of these segments is now getting that. So FFmpeg is taking over, here's why. Disk space exploded, pipeline too slow. 20 minutes for one side, insane. Ask Claude to fix my FFmpeg. Great, this is exactly what I wanted. So the idea is to take this and go plop, put it at the start of the hook. So part 1 is doing that, and it's working, and I've run it, and you can see it's dumped that output. The next part was to change this detect shorts, and all that does, there's the change, it just grabs that, and because it's scoring those segments and creating the candidates for which shorts to create. So they then go into the manifest, and then once we get to script generate captions, this is what, sorry, no, I'm wrong. Render split screen shorts output is what renders the shorts, and then the generate captions takes those shorts and puts the captions on top of them. I'm thinking now I could probably combine these into one because they're re-rendering the videos, as in render video once, then caption it. Could probably do it in one. Actually, I'm okay with it being twice because they're short videos, so it doesn't take long to run, even if there's 10. So the change for this video is to get that hook burnt into the start of the caption. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to work with this number 10 fixes one. The way it works is it will process, this captioning script will process the videos it finds. So it doesn't look at the manifest at this point. It just goes, okay, there's 6 shorts, I'm just going to caption them. You can see that here. So what I'm going to do is grab these ones and just move those out. So they're going to be in the root of this working folder temporarily. And then it's only going to find this one, short 1. So it's going to caption this and then put it in there. I'm going to delete all those because we can regenerate all those. So let's just test this is working. Where are my scripts? Generate captions. Run that. Whoa! Oh, I thought it was doing multiple. It's just the progress bar. So the progress bar, this could do with some work. So really what we want this to do is update the terminal so it's just doing the same line rather than going append, append, append. Not a big deal. So there you go. You can see that worked and it's regenerated that video with the caption. Now, the captions logic is a little bit tricky. Did a whole video on a bug fix this had, because it's doing a few things. Like one of the things it does is it gets the captions come in segments. They're about 10 seconds long, and there's a treatment where it goes, okay, get each segment, chop the text in half, and then span it over 5 seconds. That's the thing I need to change to fix that bug you just saw, where it's showing captions that are too long. And the way I'll do that, so this problem, the way I'll do that is I'll say, just chunk it into segments of, say, 7 or 8 words, whatever makes sense. And then that logic will go, if it has to chunk it into 2 segments or 4 segments or whatever, that'll just work. I'll probably look at the actual transcription that's happening. That's OpenAI Whisper. That's up in this generate transcript, this file. So I don't know if there's settings with Whisper that I can tweak to go, hey, don't spit back anything less than 10 seconds as a transcript. I'm not sure there is. I noticed there was this word stuff where it apparently can literally give you the transcript of individual words, which would really be powerful, but I'm not going to worry about that yet. Let's stay focused on the problem at hand. So really, the requirement here is, and I don't need this anymore, we want to replace the first caption on the video with the hook caption. Simple as that. While we're here, if we take a look at our friend Gold Standard, he's doing this. So if we watch this, 1, 2, 3, it's about 3 seconds. Let's run it again. So he's got that opening hook and then he switches to captions. So I'm just going to count how long he's keeping his hook on screen. 1, 2, 3, about 3 seconds. And then it just goes straight to captions. See, his captions are only like 3 to 4 letters max. So that might be a tweak we make. But what I'll start with is I'll just say, we'll get this started by saying just replace the first caption with this hook. Then I'm going to style it slightly different, like our friend there did. And we'll see how we go. So we are 13 minutes in. Keep that open. Don't need to text shorts. Don't need to analyze narrative. We need generate captions. Change so that the first caption text applied to the video uses, I'm going to let Claude do the hard work here. Hook caption, let's caption segments. Where's it got the manifest? Load manifest from the transcript segment. I'm going to tell it where it is. So it's going to load the manifest hook caption. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, no. Let's go to short candidate. Interesting. So this is working just directly with the transcript. This is going to have to access a different part of the manifest. Oh, no, I'm wrong. It does go through the short candidate, so it will be there. I'm going to leave that there commented, right? Because it, like, when Claude scans the code, it'll see that comment and it'll go, oh, okay, he's got it. And then this is doing the timing. There's the split captions. So the relevant segments for the caption, essentially all it needs to do is replace the first one with the hook, I think. Let's leave that comment in. Replace first segment with, whoa, okay. Looks like we don't need to go to Claude. Screw it, let's run it. See if that works. May not need a prompt. So this is like a GitHub feature where if you're writing code, it is reading the code and knows enough about it to suggest the change you want. It's awesome. Like, this has been in here for well over a year now in VS Code. It's been great for coding. So I've been relying on that before the days of agents. So that type of change, like, I'm still making changes like this where, you know, I'm sniffing around in the code and it goes, hey, did you want to do this? And I go, wow, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Let's see what that spat out. It may be wrong. So pasted that in. It asked me a couple of questions, and then no, I think I've got that completely wrong. Let me just unwind that. Run it again, because also that knocked the whole transcript out. So I'm wondering if I picked a video with a problem, which would be annoying, because that will kind of stuff this up. So pasted that in. It asked me a couple of questions, and then it's coming in. Am I in the right folder? Yeah, I am. Short one caption. Yeah. Oh, how annoying. Something's gone wrong here. I may have broken it. Let me pause the vid and have a little look around. Okay, picking back up. There's still a bug with the caption syncing on these videos. I think what's happened is I generated a bunch of videos on the Mac, moved all the source videos to the PC, fixed the bug there late in the evening. I've copied some of the working directory files back, and I think some of these were generated before I'd fixed the caption issue. So it's still a problem on this video we're going to look at, but I'm not going to worry about it for now, just to get this done, because all we want to do is replace the first caption. So I've moved to number 9 as well on the videos. So I was trying to do this. This isn't correct. So I was going, get relevant segs, replace the first one with that hook caption, but it needs it lower down. So what we want to do, we'll go hook caption. Yep, exactly what that's just done. Get rid of that, and then we need to pass that into caption video. That's complaining. Add that as a parameter. That looks good. And then this one, build ass events, is what this is going to need. Jump into that. Yeah, that looks good. This may be wrong, in which case I'll get Claude to fix it. And then this is the work. This is what actually does the work. Start, end, text replace, lines append, and then it joins it. So what we want to do is go, because I don't know Python that well, I just tell, this is, yeah, it knew what I wanted. We'll do that. Okay. I think that'll work. Or I may have littered this with bugs. It's running. What I should have done was put a print statement in here. Actually, yeah, we'll have written it into that ASS file. So if it hasn't worked, we'll see what that's done. What I noticed looking at this is it gives it transcript segments that have a time range wider than the actual video. No, it hasn't worked. Let's have a look at this, and then we'll get Claude to fix this. Yeah, look at that. So there it is. It's doing it. So where does this start? source processing mode. So what we want to do is go, if the start is 0, set it. So then it will just overwrite all 3. This isn't the best solution, but it'll work. So that will be if start like that. So that should now overwrite all 3. We can check that while it's rendering. Hang on. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm looking at the whole video, not the short one. Yeah, that's worked. So that's said if the segment starts at 0, set this hook. So this should now have worked. Yeah, it does. Blown my padding, which is another bug, but this is what I wanted. One change. Remember earlier I tweaked this narrative analysis from 6 to 5. I'm going to change it back because all the ones it's generated for this video are terrible. So 6 is a sweet spot that I just landed on accidentally. Cool, so this works. So you can get rid of all that junk. Now we'll see, excuse me. Now we'll see if we can style it differently, and then we'll be done. I don't know if this is possible. We'll find out. Okay, shut everything down except that. We'll go in here. Might just commit all this because it works and it's what I want. Use hook on first short caption. Obviously, there's still work to do to test whether that caption syncing issue is still an issue. I'll do that offline. Okay. New session, clear. Is it possible to style one caption differently from the rest? So this is another weird thing with Claude Code. So these modes, ask before edits, edit automatically, plan mode. Copilot has ask. So ask is just, hey, I want to chat. And that will read code, it will look at it, but it won't try and do any edits. Whereas Claude has plan mode, great, which is what I'll use. Ask before edits is just, hey, I want edits, but don't do any until I say yes. And then edit is go for it. It's useful to have the ask, like if I just want chat mode. So this change substitutes a hook into the captions burnt into the video by FFmpeg. Is it possible to style this first caption differently from the rest? Let's just do that. Because it needs to go and figure out where the styling is, which is caption video, burn captions. Yeah, I forget where the, okay, that's kind of here. Build as header, yeah. So I'm not sure this is gonna work. V4 styles event. See, this stuff is, I think this is applied once. So I can think of a way to do this. Caption it twice. So caption it the first time as normal. So don't apply the first caption, leave the screen blank, and then write all the rest. And then caption the same video again and do the first one with a different style. Although Claude is telling me, yeah, you can do it. Okay, cool. Right, what does this say? Name styles. Define a hook style. Yep, awesome. So I don't know if I touched on this. When I did all the setup for the captions, I don't think I did actually. I added a load of new config for the styling, so this can all be changed. So shorts, captions, font size, color, etc. I was playing around with it, doing a stroke versus a outline. I think I did cover this. So it's talking about extending that with a new hook style. Add a second name parameter, pass the hook style into there, wire it up in run, key functions to modify, go do it. Thank you, Claude. The weird thing with AI is like, it's very capable. There's lots of things I think about, not even relating to coding, as in, can AI do this? And as long as you ask smart questions, give it enough context, it pretty much can. It knows more than us. All the gaps in my knowledge, it has every gap filled. So the sum total of everything that is possible, AI can answer. Especially for code. Like, code is so well trained into AI models. It has a complete working knowledge of the encyclopedia of coding in terms of what it's been trained on, which is pretty much everything. And I find when I'm just chatting, it's best to assume it does know, as in, not act dumb, but act like, is there another way to do this? Does it know better than me? Writing the prompt, hey, what do you think of my plan? Could I do this better? Those are really good things to put in prompts. I'm going to go ahead and edit because I did the commit. So whatever changes it makes, I'm fine. It can go ahead and wreck this, because if it messes anything up, we can just revert the change. Okay, just pause to let it finish. Let's see what we've got. Here's a summary of what changed. Extracted helper. Conditionally appends hook when hook style is present in config. Accepts new parameter. First caption when start 0 and hook caption is set. All others use default. Caption video detects if hook style config is present. Add a commented out hook style block showing available overrides. Uncomment and fill in values to activate. To use it, just uncomment hook style. Okay, cool. Let's see what it's done. It's given it a color. So whatever that is not white or black. Red, green. Not sure what this color is. I'm trying to work this out from the hex values. So first two is red. If it was there, that would be red. This is green, and then blue would be black. So a mix of red channel and green channel is going to give, I don't know. Getting distracted. All right, let's run it. Is it yellow? No, it won't be yellow. I don't know. We'll find out in a second. So we should be seeing the hook on the first caption inside. Yay! It is yellow. Config added, testing now, and then the normal caption. Boom! Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. And that's that problem of me changing it to 5 words max. That, you know, it's a bit of a crap hook. The hooks were better when I had it at 6, so that's cool. Now, let's build on this. What do we like for time? 33 minutes. Font size. See how it's bigger? I'm going to jack that way up. Outline width. Outline width's fine. I was playing around the other night with trying to get a box behind the caption so the whole thing is encapsulated. It didn't work very well. It probably just needs a bit of debugging. But I think because I know this is going to be short, i.e. other than less than 6 words, it's going to kind of stand out. Yeah. So you see that? It's big and then it goes small. I'm cool with this. So when that's a better hook, this will work. And then the captions kick in. Yeah, awesome. Okay, done. I will figure out whether the caption syncing is actually broken offline, and we will pick up in the next one.